Let me cast your mind back to January in this save, when I lost 4-0. And you all said, oh, there was a comment. You know who you were. I know who you were. I know. You said, oh, looks like one person knows how to play the game and the other didn't. And I told you all, I'm building. Well, this is the month that it comes full circle. My voice is going full circle as well, because this is the month that we get 4-0. Please.
Everywhere I go, there's nowhere I belong. And anyone should tell me where will I find? 'Cause everywhere I go, I'm always on my own. Can anyone just catch me before I drown? Can anybody make me feel like I'm not the stranger tonight?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 04 War. Now, I did say on Monday's episode there wouldn't be an episode today. I lied. That was meant to go out last week when there wouldn't have been an episode on Wednesday, but that didn't happen either. Sorry for the no episode last week of anything. Instead, we got a full week this week. I am actually away this week, so this is all pre-recorded. It's actually my birthday today, on Wednesday the 4th of May, so big up me. I am old now. And yeah, I'm hopefully going to have videos all this week. That's the idea. So I'm hoping you guys are enjoying it. 4-0, we need it. We're on the road to the Great American Bash. Next week, the Great American Bash will drop on Wednesday, Great American Bash. And there will be no other videos but the Great American Bash next week. That's an information. That's telling you. See, that got your attention. No other videos next week apart from the Great American Bash. So make sure you don't miss it. Let's go on Monday Night Raw and let's get on with a thrashing of the blue brand. Oh, you love it. You love to see it. Okay, Monday Night Raw. It's becoming a trend now. We're kicking off with Bryan Danielson carrying Rico to a 56 with a 62 rated performance. Bryan Danielson and Rico have great chemistry.
It could actually. I could see that, because when you think Rico, you think of that. But if you watch some of his early matches on Smackdown, like 02, like late 02 matches, obviously before he done probably one of the worst wedding angles in history. But if you see his matches, really good. So against a technical wrestler, Bryan Danielson, I can see that working.
Makes him tap with a cattle mutilation. Danielson put in a 62. He's getting better. He's on the pre-show. I'm excited for Bryan Danielson.
I'm just saying, there's a storyline here with person the master of the pre-show, another former master of the pre-show. There's a match here. I can see it. If you want to take that idea, you can run with it.
We'll see.
You can run with it.
Also on the pre-show, did 6-man tag. Funaki teaming with Hurricane and Rosie against Matt Morgan and Kyo Dai. Rosie sustained a whiplash neck strain, which is annoying. 40 for this. The Hurricane was the best. Matt Morgan got the win, pinning Funaki with a spinning sit-down and power bomb. These are 6 guys that, quite frankly, do not matter anymore. Sorry, Hurricane. I know I did have you in the WWE title match.
If there was like a list of we can set up of like the biggest fall from graces, it's gotta be Hurricane. I've got to be honest though. Are you telling me you've not got an idea of base? You've got Funaki, Hurricane, and Rosie. There's a stable there if you want a lower mid card.
The Job
stable.
Squad, 0.2. 2.0. Right.
No, the superhero squad. Come on, you can do it. You can do it.
Right, I could do it actually. We're going to kick off with Evolution arriving backstage in a limo and walking out to the ring for a stable promo. Thanks, Gerald. That's a good start.
Another 99. I mean,
start to the show.
All I'm saying is to be like the glass half empty kind of person. Who's taking that 1 point? Who's the one that's let the team? I'm joking. It's not. That's a great score.
Look, let's talk through it. Randy Orton, Kurt Angle said last week wasn't about results. It doesn't matter who won the submission match. What mattered was who stood tall at the end. And as usual, it was Evolution. It was about sending a message last week. The message that John Cena is not ready for the Intercontinental Championship. He's just a little too green at the moment, let's say. You want to talk real. he's just not that guy. But that's okay, because Randy Orton is that guy, and Randy Orton will still be that guy after the Great American Bash. That's when John Cena turns up backstage next to the limo that Evolution have arrived in, with a sledgehammer and with some spray paint.
Oh,
Yeah.
you do. I know what storyline you're doing.
Yeah,
I know it.
John
But
Cena
it works.
destroys the limo, sprays the paint, which sends Randy Orton and Ric Flair hunting for him backstage, which takes them away. No Batista, because Batista is scheduled for action next. So now Batista is on his own against William Regal.
Oh, I am. Basically, I find it again ironically that you've got a segment that basically a person did to a reigning WWE champion, the exact same thing with the spray paint and just facing the car. So, but I like that. I like that he's basically trying to play a bit of mind games, trying to the old saying, divide and conquer, isn't it?
Kind of. We will see all of these guys in a moment, because it is Batista and Regal in the opener for a 76. Not as good as I thought it'd be. Regal only a 69. Batista still putting the performance with an 87. Let's talk about the finish. Ignore the submission. What I've got written down is here. Regal beats Batista after Cena, Orton, Flair and Finlay brawl around ringside, causing Batista to be distracted, causing the referee to be distracted, leading to William Regal reaching down and grabbing the brass knucks, nailing Batista, and getting that 1, 2, 3 with his feet on the ropes.
You've done the brass knucks finish when it comes to winning Regal. I applaud you for that. That's the best finish. How many times have I used the brass knucks finish in my booking? But yeah, I love that. So basically, he won, but
Batista, in my mind, is protected. We'll see if the game agrees. It's Cena's fault, really.
Do you think I get better? I mean, just by a bit curiosity, do you think that would have, obviously because you've done interference?
No, I actually think Regal just wasn't quite ready for it, for this spot.
So you would have thought, what do you think? Do you think Batista would have got a better match out of him if he won it? Would it be a better score? That's what I'm trying to say.
Maybe. Hard to say. Maybe 76. So it's not a bad start. For a throwaway show, really, because we've already won the main event. But I do want that for an actually. So it's not a throwaway show.
The arrogance of that comment. You win. This is what happens. Like when I win, I'm gracious in doing my victory, but when you win, it's all cockiness.
Yeah, well, yeah, fair enough.
That
Post
means
match,
I have to beat you this week. Then
yeah,
have to beat.
Well. Post match, the faces clear the ring and celebrate only for a 78. So Finlay bringing it down and Regal bringing it down. Orton looking very frustrated going into the Great American Bash, where it's Orton versus Cena for the IC strap. Yeah, good start for these guys. We've given them time to do stuff. Could have been better, could have been worse, so we'll take it. Let's go backstage where the Filthy Animals are cutting a promo on the tag team division as a whole. In a way, they say, look, they get it. There's a few teams all hunting for that one spot of being champions. So they propose a match on Sunday at the Great American Bash. The Filthy Animals versus TNA versus the Knockout Artists to prove who deserves that one spot. Now, of course, TNA and the Knockout Artists are facing each other later, so we will assume get a response there.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Okay, first Gold Rush tournament match of the night. It is going to be Maven in action against Spike Dudley, who is going to the semi-final. It is Maven by 35.
Ouch. I mean, I think that's very harsh because you think 42, 40, 45, 40, at least get a 42 at least, or at least a 40. So what's brought that down?
Nobody cares about them.
Polite way of saying it, yeah.
Basically.
I think
it is a bit harsh, but that's...
Lowest score... I don't want to be like that kind of, I'm just curious like now. I have to check it out. Is that lowest score to save so far? Surely I've. I don't. I mean, I think I've got a 35 or 40 somewhere.
Yeah, well, I think we've done it before, but it's not great. But Maven's through. Let's just get on to it. Maven's through. We don't do Paul London versus Tajiri. Maven's now into the semi-final, and he'll face the winner of Spanky versus Matt Hardy. So we'll get that match later and get get past it. We'll just get past it. In Randy Savage's office, in walks.
Oh, 100.
In walks JBL. That'll help it. That'll help it.
Well, to be fair, it's nothing to do with Randy Savage. It's all JBL in this.
It's all about the reigning, defending, wrestling god, WWE champion JBL. JBL walks into Savage's office and says, quite simply, it's not right, it's not fair, and he is demanding that him and Brock Lesnar have the night off to prepare for the Great American Bash. Demanding it. Savage tells them, if this main event doesn't happen, JBL, you will be stripped of the WWE Championship. Good luck. Just laying down the law a little bit more with JBL. The Weasel wants out. Savage says no.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I kind of like the idea that Randy Savage is like he's ever since he's been was it undermined by like Shane last for this whole situation. He's determined. It sounds like he's determined to just stamp his authority, saying this is my show, and you won't be getting away with any of that stuff here.
Yeah,
I like it.
Basically. Okay, we're going to go to a video package hyping up The Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar for a 99. As much as that 35 will have hurt the show, we've had 2 99s and 100 rated segments, so that should even it out somewhere.
You'd hope, right?
Basically, it's one of those jazzed up video packages where we have interviews with other people as well, and we start to tell this story, running through their history, that Brock Lesnar beat The Undertaker. He beat him in what, Hell in a Cell, I want to say?
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes, very bloody
No Mercy, something like that.
Yes,
Brock Lesnar has beaten The Undertaker in the past. We know this. But this is a different Brock Lesnar. This is a story we start to tell, and we hear from Paul Heyman, who says, when I was drafted away from Brock Lesnar, I worried about Brock. I worried about what would happen if the time come that he wasn't on top of the world. And then at WrestleMania, that time came. And since WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar just hasn't been the same man. He's not answering my calls, and quite frankly, the idea that Brock Lesnar is JBL's bitch, Paul Heyman says, that is not the Brock Lesnar I knew. And we're telling this story that Brock has kind of lost his way. The idea that Brock maybe is just a shell of himself at the moment. And that's why he needs this win against The Undertaker. He needs this statement victory to push himself back as the guy, the main event, the threat in this company.
I kind of like the idea what you've used Paul Heyman there for. I mean, I got to be honest. If we can, obviously with the pay per view, we've already done it before with the idea that he's turned up and talked to Brock. But I like the idea that he says that to his face, at some point, because that would, I just feel, I'd be interested to see how you respond to being told that.
Maybe. So that it's an idea to go through their history with this save so far, and then just throw it out there. Is Brock the same guy? Can this Brock Lesnar beat The Undertaker? I don't know. Can JBL's bitch beat The Undertaker?
Well, the question would be, maybe not JBL's bitch, but maybe the Beast incarnate, the Beast, the next big thing might. We'll find out. But yeah, 99. Oh, God's sake, you're getting so many good scores.
This one might not do as well. Gold Rush tournament time again. The final quarterfinal. It is Matt Hardy against Spanky. Who's facing Maven in the semi-final? It will be Matt Hardy. 57, much better. Matt Hardy carried it. Spanky 46. That's what I was hoping the earlier match would do around. I mean, a little lower, but maybe about 50. But it is what it is. Matt Hardy gets the win with a twist of fate. There is your final four. Paul London, Tajiri, Maven, Matt Hardy. One of them will be the Gold Rush winner and will get a shot at Chavo Guerrero for the Cruiserweight Championship.
Interesting one, interesting tournament, because I actually don't know. I'm really not sure who you're going to go for here. It's a very even one. I don't know what it's going. It's interesting to see who wins it, because there's no obvious pick that I like.
Backstage, AJ Styles and Booker T are cutting another promo on Garrison Cade and Mark Jindrak. They say, you know what? They've had their issues lately, but they want to put it aside. They want to be friends. So AJ Styles and Booker T invite Mark Jindrak and Garrison Cade next week, right here on Monday Night Raw, to a party. They're throwing a party in the ring next week, and they've got the perfect name for it. I think Mark Jindrak will like this one. They're going to call it the Bowler's Ball. See you next week.
All I'm saying is you've got, next time when you write that segment next week, you've got to find every pun on the planet about someone's someone's balls, right? You've got to do it, because if you're going to do that, you've got to go. Don't want to say it, balls to the wall. Do it. You've got to go crazy. Surely you've got a crazy idea for that one. Surely.
We'll have some fun. Okay, backstage, TNA got a promo on the Knockout Artist for 69. Good promo, actually. Ignore the Reds, but that's actually a pretty good score. They say it's time that they prove themselves as the real deal against the champions. Will they do that? TNA and the Knockout Artist in our fourth match of the night gets a 77 for heel versus heel. The Big Show put in a 92.
I've got to be honest, I'm intrigued to see if you ever decide to put Big Show in the main event soon. He would slot right in that right now. With them kind of performances.
He could go in the main event scene just like that, couldn't he? He's carrying the tag division at the moment, to be fair.
I give him credit, because at the start he was very angry to save, but now he's turned in. He's found his place, and to get 92,
his place is in the mid card.
But get 92 in the mid card. The beautiful thing, he's high mid card though, isn't it?
Yeah, he's carrying the division, which is good. This is why he's here. The TNA get the win after Knockout Artists intentionally disqualify themselves, is what we're going with here. Big Show uses a chair on purpose to take out TNA, destroying them. And then out come the Filthy Animals. But it doesn't work as well. The tag team champions destroy all the challengers. And then Big Show gets on the mic and says, "We accept." The match is made. It's going to happen, the triple threat at the Great American Bash. But who the hell can stop this monster? Who can stop him? Seemingly, no one.
No. Bravo with this one. I think it's like the idea that Big Show's getting that kind of scores. It's crazy, but yeah, that is the question, isn't it? Who can stop him?
Who can stop him? Speaking about stopping someone, we're going to have a Shawn Michaels promo on JBL. We're not. I've cut the promo. Brilliant. Well done, me. Forgot about the promo. So the main event gets a 94. What a main event there.
It's what you expected, were you?
I actually expected a little better, but everyone's still putting really good performances. JBL with an 86. Wow. Taker 97. Shawn 95. Brock 92. Wow.
No, maybe we'll find out the pay-per-view, but that might be the match of the month. It's a high score to beat.
I think Brock Taker or JBL Shawn Michaels. I'll be surprised if they're not right now. Oh, you mean this one? No, I think they'll beat it. The match ends in a non-finish. JBL intentionally gets counted out. Goes, nah, I'll leave this for another day. Doesn't want to fight anymore. The main event happened. Savage can't say anything, right? After the match, the faces taunt the heels into one last fight for another 100 rated segment. That's 2 in a show. If this
doesn't get like a 96 or 7,
wow. We end the show with a wild brawl between the 4. So we've had 2 100s and 2 99s and a 94 main event. I don't know. I can't call it. Let's just see. Monday Night Raw for week 4 of June gets a 95. It is the best show of the save so far.
How does that get? You could say if one's at 35, it can get like even higher. But yeah, Oh,
My main
God.
event scene is killing it right now.
You're killing it right now, man. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, it's unfair. It's like, yeah, just example. It's basically, I think this is what's going to happen with this save. Ups and downs is we're going to have situations where like one couple of months I'm going to be on top. A couple of months you're going to be on top, and then hopefully it'll be back and forth. But yeah, I mean, can't feel bad. You've been putting on killer shows, so
I actually
congrats,
thought
man.
this would have been a weak show. The main event, fair enough. I was carrying it with the main event, and the fact that that segment there, that segment there, that segment there, and that segment there happened really helped. Really good segments throughout the night. But the actual matches, Regal and Batista was arguably a disappointment. Maven and Spike was a disappointment. Hardy and Spanky was what it was. TNA and the Knockout Artist was better than I thought it'd be. And the main event was what I thought it would be. So,
Yeah, I think it's just because your mid card's way better at the moment. You've got a lot of people hitting higher numbers than what I've got. I think that's what it is at the moment.
well, the top 3 feuds of the month has really hit well. JBL and Shawn Michaels has been great. Taker and Batista are killing it, and Cena and Orton are killing it too.
Yeah, I think I've got. I mean, obviously we're looking to it, but yeah, I don't know. It's weird this one because it's like even like obviously we'll find out. Might be out. Maybe I'll put a show. A show of my life and find a way. It's very possible because I've got a very interesting show lined up. So, but even if it becomes it might happen. I'm still happy with the stuff I've been booking because it's still quite high. So it's not like you've completely blown me away when it comes to the show rating. So
I've blown myself away with that show rating. That's amazing. Let's see what you can do. All right, Smackdown begins on the pre-show. He said, "I've focused a lot on Gail Kim. Let's give some focus to Jazz," and Jazz wins on the pre-show against Ivory for a 47. Not bad, boosted really, which is quite nice. Ivory actually off a game with a 40, 44 from Jazz, 47. You probably wouldn't want that on your show, on your main show.
No, I mean something about Ivory. I think she's good, but I think her stats are not as great as I would like her. Like, so if you put that against Trish, I think it'd be better. But I think, yeah, I don't know. I think with Jazz, obviously, I'd be focused on Gail Kim a little bit more, obviously because that story makes a bit more sense. And yeah, I mean, the good thing is Jazz is still Menemone's kind of wood heavy would be the word, like the person a kind of second in command type situation. Yeah. So maybe that we use it a bit more. But yeah, I mean, for the idea that's 44-40 and it's gone up to 3 or 4 more points than the actual performance, that's very good. So, but it needs a bit of work though, I think.
Positive. Let's go on to the second pre-show where we decided to have a look at the Ohio Valley Wrestling World Champion, Sean O'Hare. Yeah, okay, I don't know what the game's doing, but we're going to have a look. It's Sean O'Hare against... who do we have him against? We have him against Rene Dupree, the French tickler himself. And he gets a 49. Rene Dupree, the better of the two, like you'd expect. And he wins with the something Valley driver. What is that word?
It's probably like I'm assuming it's probably a variation of the. Well, apparently, not even I forget Valley drivers.
I really want the French word for death to be whatever that is. I'm looking it up. That would be brilliant.
Very cultured, that would be, wouldn't it?
It's a river in France. Renee.
Oh, cool. So,
we should probably rename it, right?
So it's Death Valley Driver, basically.
So the French... Oh, it's even... We need to rename this. We're going on a tangent here, but the French translation for the word death is La Mort. La Mort Valley Driver. We're in. We'll change it.
We'll do that off recording, but but yeah, I mean that's not bad. I mean, again, it still needs putting that on the show. I don't think I'll put it on the show just yet, but the idea that a Sean O'Hare can get 43 is not bad. If you put him against someone that gets like 60 or 70.
Sure. I mean, the truth is, Sean O'Hare is in a weird position where he's in developmental, arguably shouldn't be, right, for what we want developmental to be. But he's not good enough for the main roster either. If Sean O'Hare was on the main roster and his contract ran out, we would let him go, if we're really honest.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's not unusual for WWE to do like their developmental world champion to be let go just out of nowhere because why not?
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. 49. We'll go on to the main show then, shall we? We're going to open up with Y2J, Chris Jericho, wanting retribution. Might be the right word. We get a 83 rate segment.
That's not bad. That's pretty good. Again, when I say retribution, not that group. Actually, just the words, not the group. But yeah, so this one is pretty much there's nothing really crazy here. Really. Normally, you know me, when it comes to these parts, I like doing like lengthy promos. I can't help it. I just like writing promos. But in this case, not so much. It's just going to be a situation. It's just Jericho's going to confront Triple H and Christian, saying it was wrong with you. Tried to run me over last week, and then they basically to be fair, it's quite a. What I love about this story in the sense is that it's obvious who. It's one of those things. If the internet was bigger, obviously, for what it is now, it'll be like it's obvious who it is, right? But is it? But that's what I like about the what if it. But then obviously, and then after that, obviously, it's very simple, accusing him, and then obviously they don't like. Was it Jericho, Christian, Triple H? Like, oh, okay. I don't like what you're saying. They just attack each other, 2-on-1 attack, and then Lance Storm comes out, makes the save. Then Mick, I didn't put it on here, but Mick comes out because who doesn't love a bit of Mick Foley? He comes out and then basically does a very Teddy Long kind of maneuver, saying this is going to become a tag team match, and then that's kind of set up the kind of main event match of the show. But yeah, 83, I'm happy with that.
83, good stuff. We're going to go to a backstage promo from Rikishi talking about Mark Henry because we're opening Smackdown tonight inside a steel cage.
Yep. Come on. I mean, if that's not what a great opening to, I mean, all I'm saying, you're going to like the finish as well. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, this is kind of yeah. And he keeps saying he can do crazy stuff. I can do. You've
one up me this week. JBL taking Vince hostage has got nothing on this finish.
But anyway, enough of that. But we'll talk about it in a bit. But the debate before that match, Rikishi's talking about how tonight he's finally going to get his revenge on Mark Henry, what he did to him, and he's going. It's going to be very intense. But Rikishi's kind of like he's funny, joking, that kind of stuff. But I like this kind of line when he says, "I'm going to make him bleed, and he's going to regret the day he ever attacked me."
That felt like a really bad Rikishi impression there.
I wasn't even trying. To do a Rikishi impression. But yeah, so this is kind of a story ender. That as cage matches, I could have been really crazy and went Hell in a Cell, but you don't do Hell in a Cells in SmackDown, sorry.
Could you imagine? I love the fact that Rikishi is going to make him bleed. Regret the day he attacked him, as you've said there, and he's going to do it for the Rikishi. That's right, 64. Let's see the main.
I should have said that line. That would have been such a really awful but great line. I should have used that. But anyway, so
the match itself: Mark Henry, Rikishi, steel cage, wild brawl for 73. What are we doing here?
Excellent. That I wasn't expecting anything from this match, but to get the 73 is very, very good. I was saying from the finish here doesn't justify what actually did happen.
I mean, there was Rikishi won by pinfall with a Rikishi driver,
but I don't know how to describe this. Anyway, so basically, this whole match is basically as you expect. It's two big guys. It's going to be a lot of horse fight type situation. It's going to be a lot of throwing them into the cage, that kind of stuff. Yes, Mark Henry is going to bleed because, when you set up a line like that, you can't do a whole match without some sort of bleeding in a grudge match like this. But the finish is, this is why Carl was saying it's absolutely bonkers. So what I'm going to do is Rikishi's going to go to the top of the cage and hit a Rikishi driver on Mark Henry from the top to below. And I know the logistics of that, but we'll talk about this. We've decided before the match, we said it's reinforced steel. So it doesn't destroy the ring, but I don't know. I just think the image of that would be if he could pull that off. It
would be amazing, but I do have some questions.
Okay.
Number one, it's just come to me. How does Rikishi and Mark Henry fit on top of the cage?
What do you mean fit on top of the cage? What do you mean?
and I mean that in the nicest way. A steel cage doesn't have a lot of width.
Well, to be fair, I could, if I really wanted to be that guy, I could do a steel cage where it's got the scaffolding around it.
Okay. I mean,
Because-
yeah, all right, fair enough. I'll let you have that one. Question number 2.
Okay. It feels like I'm in court. It's like, okay. So question 1, so you got through that one. Okay, what's the next one?
Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is, what have you been smoking? Rikishi and Mark Henry. First of all, the idea of them both climbing up is like, whoa, what's going on here? It's like when Big Show started doing elbow drops, and I'm like, whoa, what is going on here?
You used to do moonsaults, if I remember correctly.
Just stop. Anyway,
You did.
look, it's a mad finish. We did put stunt bump because
It worked, though.
probably fair, and you know what it did? 73. It shouldn't have worked. It did work. We're going to take the win, and we're going to run without tail between us.
I love that. It seems like it'd be one of these things that happens, it ends, and all of a sudden the people on the truck go, okay, this is crazy. We're going to do quick cuts. Go.
Go. Let's forget this happened. Go. Oh, ridiculous. Let's quickly go to the king of the promo, Christian, the best promo in the world. Cut to promo on Chris Jericho for an 82. Not his best, actually.
No, but that's fine. I mean, he's only human. This shows he's human. He can't be getting 89, 90s every week, but still pretty good for a promo. This one's kind of a simple one here from Christian, just kind of talking about, because everyone kind of, I'm trying to start a storyline which, like, could it be him? Because you can see Christian doing something like that, trying to run outside. Obviously, everyone's going to point at Triple H because obviously it's his way, it's his wheelhouse, as they say. But this one is kind of he threatens Jericho, saying, I'm going to beat the hell out of Jericho tonight, so he won't be able to even make the pay-per-view. So that could be anything. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, I think I like the idea of Christian basically going, I'm fed up of people accusing me of this. I don't need to run him over to take him out, and I'm going to prove it tonight.
I think we need to do a lie detector, but yeah,
that's a great idea. I might nick that. That's actually really fun. I need to do that.
You're welcome. Trish Stratus cuts a promo on her opponent for tonight, Victoria. Now, we did discuss, and it was originally planned to be a fatal four-way. That match will now happen at the pay-per-view, right?
Yes, but I think yes, it will be. But I think for this one, obviously, for this one, I like the idea of, what did you get? Very good.
Trish.
Very good. Trish is killing it in the women's division.
Trish Stratus doing Trish Stratus think there.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense. In the L4, she was amazing. And I think this one, I like the idea that obviously they acknowledge that. Like, normally, sometimes in shows, they do a thing where just, where's the match? Just didn't happen, right? But I like the idea with this that Trish is she's been talking to Mick, and Mick's been like saying, this match is so huge, it's so important that I don't think it should be on SmackDown. It should be on the pay-per-view, right? Type situation. That I know how that sounds, but it's like, well, it's not good enough SmackDown, but you want to put the best, you want to showcase, and also it makes sense if Trish is saying she wants to showcase the women, right? So it makes sense. But then she kind of talks a bit about Victoria, saying that Victoria comes along and just says, yeah, I agree. We need to show people that how good women's wrestling is, and it can be better than the men's type situation. And kind of it's babyface type thing, saying, yeah, we're going to go out there and we've got a show tonight. Why? When wrestling is equally to the men's. So yeah, but 76 like that.
Very, very good. Let's see if they can put on a show then. Trish Stratus versus Victoria in the middle of the card gets 54. Trish and Victoria don't click. They do not have chemistry.
It might be a problem.
That's a shame.
That's a problem. That's fine. It's for I wasn't expecting that much, to be fair. I mean, I expected like maybe 60, but 54 is a bit lower than I expected. But that's fine. But for the match, it's just put it across as like a wrestling. The score might not justify it, but yeah, put it as like kind of a wrestling clinic.
So basically, this match in a chant is women's wrestling.
Yeah.
Basically, you're welcome.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's just like, when you think about it, it's like Victoria was very good in 04. Trish is, well, I don't even have to say much about Trish Stratus in 04, right? She's amazing. But put up together, it's like, in my head, it was supposed to be this like thing that it felt like it was like two great wrestlers battling out to kind of prove a point.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's fine. I mean, to be fair, I mean, a lot of this booking I do for the women's is like, in my head, it feels like a bigger deal, but the game doesn't agree with me.
Yeah, it's chemistry let you down. That happens. That's random in this game. It can happen. So that's fine.
But one thing I got to point out though is I wasn't in the game, but Gail Kim and Molly Holly are both at ringside, like both on like sitting there at the announce table, like watching it carefully, like as like scouting the opposition type thing. Like kind of sets up the next segment. To be fair,
Trish wins after a sort of roll up type thing is what we've got here. That's what you've got.
Yeah,
it's like after pin attempt. So I suppose they exchange them and finally one gets the win, right?
Yeah, just because I think it'd just be like that's the best way to do it without Victoria looking weak. Like, it'd be like it was such. It only took a little bit of mistake or a little bit of, just putting, a little second too much or something like that.
Just a bit of momentum. That's all it took, and she's won the match. Post match, big brawl time for a 55.
Yeah, so I think when you look at it from what the ankle's got, that's fine. The match is done. I wish it was done better, but that's fine. But the simple thing, obviously, they're both. It's a simple brawl here. Here's your expect. Obviously, Gail Kim, Molly Holly on the outside watching the match. After the match, obviously, Gail Kim comes in, Molly Holly comes in, attacks Victoria, and Victoria and Trish Stratus, and then obviously Gail Kim comes to the save. Obviously, Desperate Say Jazz turns up as well, just because it's so basically like a brawl, and obviously at the end of it, Gail Kim stands tall and she's holding the title. That might put across that maybe it's Gail Kim's time to win the title.
Maybe it is. Right. We'll go. Should we have a check-in with the World Heavyweight Champion? He's involved in a contract signing tonight for the Great American Bash, but we're going to check in with him now ahead of it for an 88. Good promo.
Yep, sounds about right by AD there. This one is a simple thing. I don't know if I can go crazy already, but I like the idea that he kind of he appreciates he has Edge also putting across the edge, has his back until the Great American Bash. So he appreciates it, but again, Eddie's there's no fool, right? He feels there's more to this than meets the eye. And obviously in this contract signing, he's going to find out. Not teasing anything at all, but I like it. If someone's being so supportive that's your opponent and your challenger, you've got to start thinking that they're either just really a nice guy or they've got ulterior motives coming on, So we'll find out what's his contract signing, maybe obviously the Great American Bash, but yeah, that's what I'm kind of going for there. But 88, happy with that.
Good promo. Let's see if Jacqueline can match up to that. Jacqueline got a promo ahead of a 2 out of 3 falls match. It's a big Smackdown. We've got a steel cage. We've got a 2 out of 3 falls match. It's Jacqueline versus Lita later. Well, just after this. Jacqueline with a promo on Lita, though, for a 52. That's not actually that terrible. She struggled a bit off script, but that's not terrible.
No, I mean, to be fair, when it comes to women's, usually the women's division is usually about 60. Like, you obviously get higher scores when Trish is involved, because obviously Trish Stratus is the best wrestler in the women's division. Let's be fair. Let's be honest. But yeah, this simple one here is Jacqueline's basically talking. She's talking our big game here. She's sitting there saying she's going to end Lita's career tonight, and this is going to be her moment where you're going to go back and say this is the rise of Jacqueline.
No, keep that. That's a nice name. The rise of Jacqueline is a nice word, nice phrase.
Yeah, I think that's what I love about sometimes with these phrases. It's that sometimes you just like like when you just it's not a thing you will think about for weeks. You just say it, and sometimes it works. But yeah, okay, that rise of Jacqueline.
I like the idea that she keeps bringing that up. No one can stop the rise of Jacqueline. The rise of Jacqueline. Yeah, that's something that could. That's a shirt.
There's a catchphrase.
That's a shirt.
I've done a catchphrase. Love it. But the question, as you obviously, I realise I'm just taking the job there. You should be the tease of your own show. Of there.
Well, you are right. The question is, will the rise of Jacqueline continue? It's a 2 out of 3 falls match. We've given it 10 minutes. It's a short 2 out of 3 falls match, but you've got to remember it's a TV 2 out of 3 falls match. It's Lita versus Jacqueline, and it gets a 65.
Very good. The irony there is if you put Jacqueline and Lita or Trish Stratus versus Victoria, what one would get the better score? Who would you pick? Tell you the truth, you wouldn't probably pick this one.
I definitely chosen a 2 out of 3 falls match, I thought, but clearly I didn't. But you get the point. We'll talk through it.
Yeah, it's just, it's fine. I mean, to be fair, sometimes in this, it doesn't matter if you put it in the game. If you talk about it, it's fine, isn't it? But yeah, so this one was said it's a good match. Both women basically trying to really hurt each other. Lita hates Jacqueline. Jacqueline hates Lita. It's that kind of thing. Both trying to take out. I like the idea. The first fall, it's going to be Jacqueline wins, putting her foot on the ropes for the pin. Obviously, she's a heel. Got to be done right. Then Lita comes back with the second fall to make it 1-1 for Just a Fate. That kind of cool stuff. And obviously the final fall, I like that Jacqueline's trying everything to beat Lita. She hits finisher again. She tries to cheat, all that kind of stuff. But as you expect, the fact the baby face, nothing works. But I like the idea that Lita finally wins by getting back into it. Twist of Fate, a moonsault from the top, and gets the win. And she wins the fall 2-1, and beats Jacqueline.
65, very good match. Considering you've done the 2 women's matches, they haven't been terrible. It may affect your show rating, but I don't think they've been too bad. Right, let's go backstage. I can hear... Hang on a minute. What are we about to start up a tournament here, Stu?
66, yeah, but not in... this might be another one. Maybe I'm just having I was having a crazy moment when I was writing this show. But I don't know, because I was thinking, again, with tag division, I was thinking, okay, I've got, obviously, the tag champions are kind of involved in other things and not really the tag division. So I need to start building up the tag division a little bit. Also got the Dudleys, and I need to do more of Hardcore Holly and Rhino, because they've done really good for the save, to be fair, especially Rhino, really MVP of my Smackdown anyway, and the most beloved as well, I must point out. But this one I like the idea. Basically, it'll be a kind of story you would see if it was like the the Dudleys versus the APA. In a sense, because it's like the Dudleys are talking about how they're tough. You've obviously got the School of Hard Knocks gives it away that they believe gives it away with their name, that they think they're tough guys, right? So why not do like a little tournament, like a really goofy over the top tournament or something like that to prove it? Because that means they can have a little bit of a rivalry going forward, and it could just be a simple a little tournament. Or I call it I couldn't think of a really clever name for it. I just called it the Hard Man Tournament. But if you can think of anything more creative than that, top of your head. But I just like the idea of just the reason Hardcore Holly and Rhino came together, because they were they're tough, and this roster's not tough, and they're going against the Dudleys. That I think could work.
I like the idea of Hardcore Holly saying it's the degree of Hard Knocks. If they're the school of Hard Knocks, it's the degree of Hard Knocks, or the something along those lines of education. I think is a good idea.
Yeah, I think I like the idea. Just instead of doing we could do matches, and I don't mind it when you do wrestling where it's over, when you go goofy over the top. It's not just matches; they do it in stuff outside the arena and stuff, or to go somewhere. That I think could be really cool, because again, they haven't done much with the Dudleys. Hardcore Holly Rhino I could build this up as whoever wins this is the next challenger or something, or build it up as who's going to be maybe next champion, whoever decides to do. But I just feel I need to do more of Hardcore Holly and Rhino, and I think they've got some more stuff. So put them in a feud against Dudleys, and it should get. And also, I've got my Royal Brawl match every week for the next couple of weeks. So.
Happy days. I see what you've done there. 66, not bad. Let's go backstage. Mick Foley he's talked to Paul Heyman about the US title match at the pay-per-view for an 84.
Yeah, this one was interesting in the sense. Damn, I just realised you should have put Steve Austin in it. Would have been so much. Would have been cooler. That's what. But yeah, this one's simple. Obviously, when I was doing my booking, I realised that I didn't put anything for the US title scene. I didn't put a match or anything, but that's because I've stacked the show with a lot of big matches. So, so I had to put something. But this one, I kind of like the idea of. Obviously, we found out Stone Cold came back. I think it was last week or the last show with RVD, and obviously he's now his manager. I like the idea that basically Paul Heyman Mick Foley calls Paul Heyman into his office with Stone Cold Steve Austin RVD standing there, they've just had a conversation about something, and just talking about their match at the Great American Bash. Then you got and basically Mick Foley's kind of doing similar to what we did with Edge a couple of weeks ago. It's like saying, I'm fed up of the shenanigans. I'm fed up of you all get involved. Because obviously if you got two members of the Extreme Alliance in the match against the one RVD, it's not really fair, is it? So there's a good chance. So basically, Mick Foley saying, okay, in this match, it's going to be Steve Austin's going to be a special enforcer on the outside to make sure no one like, Charlie Haas or somebody can get involved or any shenanigans is happening in this match. And to make it a fair contest. I was tempted to do a special guest referee, but I think that would be a bit too overboard for this anyway. So, yeah, and obviously Paul Heyman's not happy. And it seems to be a thing where Mick Foley's come back from his holidays. Let's say that, because I think that would be such a Mick Foley thing to do. Yeah. You haven't seen him for weeks, and he comes back with like a Hawaiian shirt and all that. And he's been Hawaii for like 3 months or something, and he's come back and he's seen what's happened, and he's looking at Paul Heyman. He's like, no, I'm not letting this. So he's he's laying down low a little bit more, and also he's kind of as always, it seems to be a thing. He's Paul Heyman always goes into Mick Foley's office, and always coming out of his office not very happy with his decisions. So, but yeah, so that means the US title is now got a special enforcer.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's see what Triple H has got to say, because he's been asked if he's run over Chris Jericho as well for an 83.
Yeah, so I got to ask you, Triple H, are you in a better mood now? Do you want to do better scores? Because he was being a bit mean because he lost the match. It's really, but it's Triple H 04, wasn't it? It's what he does, isn't it? But this one we're going to talk about. Did he attack Jericho? He says he has history. He has history in the past, saying he has got plans to take out Jericho. Why would I go that far? Why do I need to? Why do I need to maybe I like the idea of saying maybe back then I was good, but I needed that upper hand. So yeah, maybe I did do that thing back in the day, but I don't need to do that stuff anymore because I am the best wrestler on this planet. And if I was going to take you out, I'd take you out in the ring. I'd take you out. I might even take you backstage. But I wouldn't want to run you over. And obviously we have to point out. Obviously, last week we had Lance Storm. Was obviously with Triple H attacking him. He offered that he have his match at the Great American Bash, and obviously the stipulation that he gets to pick the match, Triple H. But obviously he gave Lance Storm a week to decide. So. That's kind of set up as well. But yeah, I kind of like the idea that Triple H is going, I don't need to do that anymore. To get the advantage. I don't need to basically do attempted murder to get an advantage in a match or anything. Or
Triple H claims he's changed. Basically.
Well, yeah.
We'll see. Main event time?
He always tell the truth.
Tell the truth. Main event time, Triple H teaming with Christian against Jericho and Storm. The show kind of rides on it. Look, we know 95 to beat stop the 4-0. I'll be honest, it's looking unlikely, but if this pulls out a 99, we might be back on. Let's find out. The main event gets an 86. It's not bad, That's better than
Excellent.
I thought it'd be.
Yeah, obviously, ironically, this is I can't believe what I'm seeing numbers wise. Did this Lance Storm just outperform Christian? Am I reading this wrong?
Holy shit!
I can't be. You've got to give me credit for that Lance Storm book. I've really tried to push him, and it seems if he's getting 81, that match is going to be an MVP as well. I think it's got potential to be a better match. But on paper you would think, okay, Lance Storm would be one would let him down. Who would have thought Christian?
I wouldn't even say he'd let it down necessarily. It's still a great match. And the win for Triple H, so that's probably why he performed well. Beating Chris Jericho with a pedigree. Talk me through it.
Yeah, I love that, yeah. He's only, to be fair, I got to remember this is Triple H 04, so if he's not winning, he's not happy. So, but yeah, this one was simple tag team match, as you expect. Great 4 wrestlers going against each other, that kind of stuff. I like the idea that it didn't put it here, but I think what I put here is he gets hit with the lead pipe or something like that. I think I like that. It's Christian hitting Jericho with lead pipe or something, and then Triple H, because he uses that, hits the pedigree. And obviously, if he does the pedigree, you'd think if you just hit him in the ribs, and then someone does a pedigree, that's basically landing on your ribs.
Yeah,
you're not getting up from that, are you? No. So so obviously, pretty simple match, simple finish. But yeah, yes, that hopefully that should be. If I get close,
it's a good match. but it's not the main event, is it? So the main event is a contract signing, and we'll get to that in just a moment. Lance Storm, now afterwards, has got an answer to make. It's Triple H. He's being challenged. The answer?
What a shocker to no one is the answer is yes. Of course, he's going to challenge him. He gets to the mic and he says, "Yeah, you're so desperate to take me out. Okay, I agree to your terms." And then Triple H is like a big smile on his face, a big grin. So, okay. And this might be anti-dramatic, but I put out that I was tempted to be like, what was the match that Triple H is defined by? I was tempted to put Hell in a Cell, but you can't put that at the Great American Bash.
Maybe Last Man Standing.
Yeah, possibly. But I put, I think Last Man Standing, but I chose a street fight. And I know it feels a bit tame, but technically I need a normal match, and then the next match has got to be up your game. A street fight, obviously, if you remember, one of the best Triple H matches was against Mick Foley in Royal Rumble 2000. That was a street fight, I think it was. Or was it? So, I mean, he performed great there. So, he did win that match. So, it's a bit of I was tempted to go as crazy, but I can't be. I mean,
what you could do if you're looking for that pop, you can have Triple H go, "Well, I will face you at the Great American Bash, and it will be no holds barred," which is a street fight for the record.
Yeah, just another name, but yeah, same thing. But I just think because obviously it needs to be like weapons and stuff. Because obviously Triple H is, he's Lance Storm's got his number, and obviously Triple H doesn't like that. But yeah, so there you go. We've set up. US title's got an interesting stipulation. Lance Storm vs Triple H has got an interesting stipulation. So set up and pretty interesting matches at the Great American Bash.
Let's see what'll happen there. But let's close out SmackDown with a world champion and his number one contender making it official right from the booking school of Vincent Kennedy McMahon. A contract signing in the main event. Eddie Guerrero and Edge close us out with a 96. Oh, that's a boost.
All I'm saying is every time I see these two go at it in a sense of segments, and they keep, didn't they get 100 one week? Mm-hmm. And they get 96 here. Only one thing I'm worried about this is if they're doing it on these kind of scores now, if they put itself in a match.
Let's see. Consistency hasn't been Edge's thing so far in this save, so we'll see at the Great American Bash. But yeah, let's talk through the contract signing because I'm assuming it breaks down, right?
Oh, of course. Come on. Why break with tradition, right? Why break with tradition? It's kind of like if the day that a contract sign doesn't involve fighting at the end or some sort of shenanigans, then it's not really a contract signing, is it? It just isn't. But this time is just basically sit down or stuff. Let's not get to the point. They're all sitting down. Obviously, Eddie gets on the mic saying to Edge how much respects the hell out of him, thanking him for being his side. But as you said before in the promo earlier, he wasn't born yesterday. He knows the old saying, keep your friends close, but your enemies even closer. He knows what he's doing. He I like the idea that Eddie's like, I respect it because it's kind of thing Eddie would do, right? Type thing. And but it would mean nothing because when I face you at the Great American Bash, I'm going to win. Because I've been, all these odds have been stacked against me since I've been champion, and I keep winning. So I like the idea that Eddie's confidence is built and built and built from over the last couple of months. That you kind of would if you got big wins, right? But obviously, I like this one with the idea that Edge just stands up, signs the contract, and before he says anything, he just attacks Eddie. Just to point out, this is not a heel turn. It's just Edge has always said that he would do anything and have any advantage when he has the world title on the line. So here he just basically attacks Eddie, hits a spear on him, and then kind of says, "You're right." But what Mikey said, "You're right. I wasn't 100% truthful to you, but I want to win this world title, and I would do anything to win it." And he kind of picks up title high, and so we end the show. It isn't, as I said, it isn't a heel turn. It's more of a Edge's really wants to win that world title. So he might have to bend his morals a little bit just to get any advantage.
So it's not a why Edge why, it's a okay Edge, okay. Basically, we understand, we get you. 96, let's see what SmackDown gets. And 95 to beat to stop the thrashing, the whitewash, but I'm not
I
confident for you. I'll be honest.
I just want a 90. I want to get the best score at least on my bookings at least.
Of the month. Yeah, let's have a look. SmackDown gets 91.
Excellent. That's better. I mean, obviously, congratulations. You've won 4 in a row. Congratulations. But I think I'm happy with that, just because again, I think everything's kind of done well. I mean, even the women's match done really well. Like everything's kind of hit well, a little bit better, or just where I thought they would be. And I like the idea that the main events worked and the contract signing ending has done well as well. So I think it proves the point that it might have been a little bit closer or maybe different if I'd done different main events
maybe
during the month.
But all I'll say is, we are the champions, my friend.
What also to that is what champion? There's still like a couple months to go.
I've won the battle. I've won this month. Okay,
You've won the battle.
I've won manager of the month this month. So.
Well, all I say to that is, you know what they say about people that win manager of the month.
Sure. Right, let's move on. Great American Bash coming up. Do not miss it.
Nah, it's gonna be a epic show. It's got potential to be one of the best ones we've done so far. So I can't wait. But yeah, I'm happy with 91. Bring on Great American Bash.
Well. I'm in a good mood then, aren't I? 4-0 to Monday Night Raw. Look, to be fair to Stu, he's having a building month. I'm not going to rip on him too much, but we are the champions, my friend. I'm very happy about it, as you can see. Great American Bash should be very, very interesting. I am promising something interesting next week. I am promising title change. Didn't say what title, didn't say how many title changes. Let's see what happens at the Great American Bash. If you like the video, make sure to drop a like on it. Subscribe to the channel for a whole lot more. AW Friday, we are doing Battle of the Belts. Promise, we are doing it. So let's see how that goes too.